Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Fate has brought you here. I did not pay for any likes, views, or subscribers. If you know someone that needs help with trading, please share the channel with them. Let them know I'm trying to teach you how to read the chart with nothing on it. Just the candlesticks. You can read the chart. It's really simple. I have a lot of information here for you. There's a must-watch list here. You're more than welcome to take in all of this information, okay? Never read a chart before? Please start here. Absolutely. Now, this is something that we're definitely going to dive into with the market analyzer. So I'm going to show you kind of what I've been touching on in the last couple videos here and how to grasp that 930 volatility using what I was trying to point out to you in choppy conditions. So the last couple of videos, I've been really trying to dive into you guys being able to capture that volatility. But it's really important that you use your market analyzer. So for those that have purchase the DTT suite, you have the market analyzer. If you are not using it, please, if you don't mind, just pull it out and give it a try. I'm going to try to frame out some of the activities since Monday so that way you can kind of see the power and the effects of it should you go ahead and use it. All right. So I know some of you may just be diving into the indicators, but you do not want to leave the market analyzer outside of what you're doing. You want to make sure that you put that in there as well. Universal threshold. This is how far the bar will pull back before it resumes. So we're talking about daily bias. If everyone wants to go with that and try to find what the daily bias is, this universal threshold will absolutely help you with that information. So if you want to find where the low of the bar at, if we're going long, if we're going up north, if you want to find where that low of that bar is at, the threshold will give it to you. Now, I do have another indicator in my indicator list, and you would not find this anywhere. No one has this indicator. So if if you're interested in the market for indicators, I have an indicator that will tell you with a high degree of accuracy where the bar will not close. Okay, I want to make sure that you grasp the gravity of that when it comes to the daily bars. If you want to know where the bar will not close for the day, that's important, because if I'm giving you the threshold to tell you where the bar will pull back, in other words, wick out and then resume, the next thing you're going to want to focus on is where the bar will close. Where will the bar likely close? And I have an indicator that specifically outlines statistically where it probably will not close. So if you know where that ceiling or that floor is at, hopefully you can govern yourself accordingly as far as entering and exiting the trade. All right. So really important. And you won't find that indicator nowhere else. Okay, it's a universal concept. I just won't teach it on the channel, but it's a universal concept, and it's something that can be applied to any market, any time frame. It doesn't matter. And I'll show you what it looked like on the daily. I've put it in some of these videos as well. But the universal price action trend, this is important. You don't need any prior structure breaks. All right, there's a video right here. Okay, there was a trend in there, and I'll show you another one. There was a trend right in here. They've been up. No prior structure break needed. They just went up. All right. So try not to go with that all the time. Universal price action method. So this is a bar and a bar and a half. We're looking for the majority principle. It's really, really important to find that. Majority just states that the minority will be compelled to follow. So they have to follow. There's no compromise. They're forced to do so. All right. So the universal chart scale from left to right, I teach you how to read your bezel. Right on that hard right edge, tell you where the market can turn cyclical. Just looking right within frame. You don't have to look hindsight. You can, but you don't have to. I'm going to teach you how to look at that hard right edge. Know that the market can turn while you're looking at it, because you're going to witness it do it. So you don't have to always look back. It will turn right in front of you unless you plan on blinking for a really long time. All right. So this video here will be included into the DTT suite indicator playlist. So you can always come back and reference this video. All right. So really important stuff. And also, I think I am going to put it here because I'm going to put it there too. All right. So yeah, that's what we have. And if you're in the market for additional information, because that's all the tools are, they're just additional information. You can learn from my indicators. I don't know about anybody else stuff. All right. I'm going to just say that. But my indicators, you can actually learn from them. You plot them with a little bit of deduction and some time. Don't be lazy. You can absolutely learn how to trade a little bit better than what you may already be doing, or it may complement how it is that you interpret the market. Don't underestimate what it is that's here. I want to say that because I know a lot of people have been interested in trading or been doing trading for a while. And when you take things for granted, that's ceasing to appreciate due to familiarity. And so you can assume that this channel is like everything else out there and absolutely miss what's here. Okay. So you don't want to, cease to appreciate what can be offered to you. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you zero in on some of the content that I'm delivering here. And the indicators are, I can assure you, the indicators are just like the content. They can be very complementary to something that you already know. All right, just want to say that to you. Do you need them? No. Everything that you need is here. I'm making sure that you understand that everything that you need is here. I'm trying to teach you how to read the chart with nothing on it. So the indicators, yes, you can absolutely have them for $200 if you're in the market for that type of experience. Please, please do not email me. Do not email me unless you want an actual invoice. I want to say that. So if you're skeptical, if you have bad experiences with other vendors and all, because I'm not a vendor, I'm an educator, all right, and a trader. Been doing it for a very long time. If you're interested in vendors that have websites, where did you find me? You found me here on YouTube. So don't email me asking me about a website. All right. So if you want that kind of experience, I don't have that. All right. It's really simple. So PayPal is who I use, and you can pick whatever method of payment you want. PayPal protects both parties. All right. Now I had PayPal when I did have my website. I had PayPal buttons on my website. Took that stuff off years ago. I don't want no website. I don't want nothing but this right here is just sufficient enough for me. I already ran a company online, YouTube space, Twitter, all that stuff, and I took it all offline. That was years ago. I'm coming back because I want to give you guys something. This is something that's not here on YouTube, and I know it's not because I looked around. There's no one that's willing to read you the chart in real time. Okay, real time, and give you information that can be applied to any market or any time frame. That's important, really important. And I'm not going to just leave it there. I want to make sure that I give you this too. I want to give you this too because there's a lot of people that want to sell you stuff for 400, 500,000 dollars, and it's not going to help you learn. Okay, and that's not fair. So I'm trying to make sure that I kind of just cover all bases for those that need a little help. This is there as well. You don't need it. I just told you everything that you need is here. Let's get into it. This is what I think about markets. You're more than welcome to read it. I'm not going to read it to you, but I will tell you that the trader is thought to believe that the market is random, and it is not. I teach people how to read the market like literature because every every book, from the title to the last remark, every article, anything that has information, because the chart is just information, from the title until the last remark, the author will always make mention of what the title was always about. And the chart is information. That's all it is. We have reference points, open, high, lows, and close, but the chart is giving you information. That's what it's giving you. So you have to learn how to read the chart like any other literature. You got to make sure that you can read the information. And I try my best to make sure that you understand how to do that. This is the principle in the chart. Minority is compelled to follow the majority. Really important that you know that. They are forced to do so. All right. And there's a couple other principles there, but this is a major one that I want you to take a look at every time you look at the chart. All right. So this was the activity from Sunday, and I snapped this snapshot here at 9:29 on Monday morning. All right. And this was the market analyzer at that time. This deals with that universal threshold. All right. So really important that you get this. I want you to pay attention to these snapshots as I go through them, and we're going to look at today, and I'm going to give you what it is that I think moving forward. All right. So this is, of course, the overnight from Sunday. Right, these are Sunday's levels. You can look right here. Now, this is Friday's information. All right, this is just Friday. I put that there because I thought just maybe 9:30 they may want to shoot down a little lower, then come back up, but they didn't. All right, so they got stuck right inside of that Sunday's information. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. This is Monday's information at 9:29. However, this is dynamic and it moves. And so by the end of the day, it will land over here. So by the end of the day, if you're trying to capture the high or the low or possibly the next day, this will guide you into that information. Now, this is, of course, that Monday, and this is what that photo looked like. Now, this is what they did. They bounced off that Sunday's information and they went up. All right, it's really just that simple. Now, when it comes to Tuesday, now this is Tuesday information. I forgot to put the little Tuesday in here when I took the snapshot, but this was at 9:10. So 9:10 that morning, this is the market analyzer. And again, if you guys have purchased this suite, please, please, please pull out your market analyzer and use it. Do not just use those indicators. pull this out, you'll want to make sure that you have this right there with them. It'll really help you. All right. So this is the information from Monday. Okay, that's Monday's levels. You can see over here, that's Monday's levels. And this is at that time, this is what Tuesday levels were. Okay, and we're going to take a look at that as well. All right, now let me get rid of this. Now, this is what it had looked like. All right, now, and that's what we did on yesterday when I was shooting the video. I was talking to you guys about it. And of course, we played the backside of that range, came down, kind of swung right within that threshold, and then grinded themselves right out of it. And of course, this is kind of where they're at now. Now, let me show you exactly where they're at. All right, so this is where they're at. Now, remember, that's that grind. I took those levels out and we put, today's information. Now, remember, yesterday's information was over here, but it moves and it comes over here. And so now this is today's information. All right, and you can see it right here. Here's the daily bar. Okay, so here's that daily bar. I put the little zone in there because that's that threshold. So that's this information here. This is where the low of the bar should wind up. Okay, this is where it should wind up. Now, this is tomorrow's information. All right, so this is tomorrow's information. This could serve you useful, and it's dynamic. Okay, so I want to let you know, just get a glance at it now. It could definitely change by the end of the day, but get a glance at it. Hopefully, we're right in the vicinity of it, and then possibly you can be capturing the low of today's activity for tomorrow, maybe to keep going on. Now, this zone here, I did put some levels up here. I put these arrows in here so you'll know that this zone is important. This is the DTT map. The map, this is the only indicator out, right? I promise you there's no other indicator out there because it's a universal concept to know where the bar can potentially not close. That's a universal approach. And I have that it's the only indicator out that I know of that can give you that type of experience. And this is the daily's information. I don't know of anyone else that's giving you this kind of experience. This bar, today's bar, will probably not close above, let's say 870, 2870. Probably won't close outside of that level. So if I'm going to tell you where it should rebound, okay, kind of, pull into this area and then take back off, I think it'd just be fair if I tell you that there's a chance that they will not close outside of that zone. And so you can potentially get an idea of where it is that you need to be coming out of that position, or maybe even taking some profits off the table. All right, so that's that information there, and those are the time windows here. I'm gonna give them to you right now. So this range here, I know you have been looking at these charts. There's different indicators on each one of these charts that I have been showing you. I'm not going to dive into what they are, but there are different indicators, and that's why they look different. That's all. Just different indicators giving you different information. All right. The main thing, the free, here's the free. I'm gonna give you the free, the gray range that you're looking at, that is 12:15 to 1:45. 12:15 a.m. to 1:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So, and then we have 6:15 to 7:45. Okay, 6:15 to 7:45. I'll scroll back a couple days and let you see. This was yesterday, and this was Monday. All right, so that was that grind. All right, so that's those ranges, and you can get some of that too. All right, so that's that information right there. So you can take the free. Okay, so if you don't have the capabilities of getting the suite with the market analyzer, if you don't have that, that's fine. You can still do well. All right, I got something free for you. All right, I don't want you to think that you need to buy the indicators in order to do well. You don't. I give you free stuff, and I gave you this information. Well, I put it on the channel, should I say. I put this information on the channel a year ago. Right, a year ago I put these time ranges on the channel. And again, some people may not be able to appreciate because of them being familiar with trading. All right, so they'll cease to appreciate due to familiarity. So everybody's familiar with trading, they'll automatically assume there's nothing to the channel, or they'll come here and assume I'm just like some other YouTubers. I'm not a YouTuber, people. I want to have I've been doing this for a very long time, before there was ever an ICT online. I'm just that old. You'll miss what it is that I'm trying to accomplish if you don't get that. Please understand what it is that I'm offering and what I'm trying to do for the trader, the one that needs the help. Understand what that is. Please understand what that is. Don't let this pass you by. Please don't. I want to give you some information. I want to give you some tools, some flexibility, something that can get you to the next stage of trading, so you're not just still in the same place next year. I want you to be somewhere different. All right, so Hopefully those that's been following the channel, hopefully you've progressed. I hope you have. I know some of you have told me. Hopefully you've progressed in the last year. So you kind of want to make sure that you're monitoring your behavior, not just trading, but how you're behaving with the information. Because you can have robust information and still be implementing, bad habits and not get ahead. Want to make sure you kind of keep an eye on that. So just take a look. Take a look. All right. So just go back and take a look. You may have, again, been in the trading space for a while and just been going through the mundane routine of doing all of this. But this is different information. Okay. And it's universal. And that's what's important. And the word universal means applicable to all cases. So there needs to be some kind of change. There needs to be some kind of change to your trading with this information. I want to say that to you. All right. So someone needs to hear it. And I want to make sure you hear that. All right. Now, I told you guys if they close above the threshold. Now, the threshold is, again, what's in the market analyzer, but we're doing it based on the daily. We're doing it based on the daily. This video is going to be very significant because it's dealing with the market analyzer as well as that threshold. This threshold right here on this red bar, they closed above it. All right. They closed above it. You don't want to continue to go in that direction once they close above the threshold. And I believe this doji did it. Hate dojis, but they closed above that threshold. That's not okay. All right. That's not okay. You don't want them doing that. When they close above the threshold and the doji did it, okay, you don't want to be going in that direction. That's just my opinion. I hate dojis, but they closed above it. I hate them. You don't want them closing above that threshold. Well, they put a trend there. They did. There's seven bars in there, and that's the trend distance. They got roughly about halfway, but they didn't want to go all the way, and they came back and made a trend this way. Now, why did I pick right here? For several different reasons, but 930 on 930, that was the bar there. And so I grabbed several pivots, this is a pivot. They pivot down here, and I just grabbed several of them. Even this one, I grabbed this one. I grabbed that one as well, but they already kind of took that out. But here's 930 here. And then, of course, here's a pivot here. We only can anticipate where it could want to stop. That's it. We just got to anticipate where it could want to stop. And then, of course, I had this one here. Now, because of the scale, this is why I stopped here, because of the scale. Okay, we're taking in the universal approach and trying to put it all together. Try to put it all together. The scale, we don't want them hanging out under here. Well, I really didn't want them coming past here, but it happens, okay? Because if they're not going to stop here, the only next available option, in my opinion, now we had this right here. Now they could have done that. I just didn't mark it. I just wanted to mark something a little bit more substantial as far as a pullback. This is more of a base, if you will. But we could have marked that. And I do want to tell you, you can kind of see it for yourself. I'll make this green. They pretty much, and I told you guys this in yesterday's video, and I hope you're paying attention to everything that I'm telling you. Again, this is information that you will not find anywhere else, and people pay a lot of money to spend the time with me to teach them more. Okay, so this is important. I'm giving you information for free, all right, for free, trying to get your trading to be whatever it is that you want to be. Most of the time, they'll lean into that information, and then they'll take off. Well, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. The L is on this bar. Okay, it's on this green bar here. But you could go with that too. You can go with that too. That's not a problem. They did actually stop there before they took off. You can go with that too. All right. They didn't make it to that one. But again, I was looking for something a little bit more substantial. Just something a little bit more substantial. But that universal approach is really significant. All right. So here's a trend down. There's that threshold. I wanted to grab something that was near here. And of course, right just below this as well. But they didn't want to stop. They didn't want to stop here. And they didn't want to stop there. And then they came down here and they did not blow this low. All right. So let's take a look at this here. That low, 721 and a quarter. This low, 721.50. So they came in just one tick above this turn, but they wanted to go inside of that zone, and they didn't close beneath it. They turned around, and of course, there they go, back up to the top. Now, this is important. I've been telling you guys about this. I don't know if you'll be able to recall, but I've been telling you guys about this. All right, so let's get that high. 767 and let me get that one more time. 767 and a quarter. 767 and a quarter to the tick. All right. There's a problem here. And I said it in yesterday's video. I'm not even going to make you go back and watch it if you're new. I'm not going to make you go back and watch it. I don't like dojis. All right. There's a reason. I just can't tell you, but I don't like them. So do your best. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do. I know they went up there and they kissed it. People thinking tweezer or whatever. You know, all them fancy names you guys come up with. Don't do that. Okay, just don't do that. This isn't it. Okay, I just want to say that to you, and it's a reason why this is not it. Okay, I just want to tell you that. I wish Doji's was not on the board. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I wish they wasn't there. Just wish they wasn't there, and there's a reason why. Here, right here, this is what we're looking for. So we get the L, the green L. If you're new, we get the green L with the green bar. Okay, and then once we get that threshold, and then we project it forward. That's all. Same thing. So when they pull back, and even some of these little, see, just like in this area here, how I grabbed that first, because whenever they pause or stop, really, I suppose I went with this one here because that hive, this wick stopped, and then of course there's that threshold on this bar. Okay, you don't see the L here because these two are even on the bottom side of that. But yeah, they touched it, and oftentimes they'll touch it before they go. Like they did it here. Okay, they did it here with the red bar. They went into it. There's the big green bar falling out of it. Then they came back and hit it again, and then they took off. Even here, they leaned over into it and then they took off. It's a bully. It's just a bully move. That's all. I don't know if you ever had a bully in your life, but it's just a bully. Just trying to bully you, get you not to want to go that way. All right. So, and here they didn't quite get all the way back there. They had this little green bar here, tried to lean down and get there, but it didn't want to go. And then of course they pushed up here. You didn't get any. Well, they came down, but you know it didn't touch it. So then they pushed up through the high. Once they close past that, that's a problem. All right. And so now I know the doji, I get it. I know the doji. I don't like dojis. You have to. This just me telling you. Go with the red bar, and they took out the red bar. They took out the threshold of that red bar. They can get through that high. They can get through that high just because of this. Okay, I just want to tell you that. I don't know if you guys are using anything that I'm telling you. I hope you are. But yeah, when they take out your red bar or that green bar, now preferably I want it to be the first or the second. Okay, the first or the second is ideal. First or the second bar. I want that green bar to come in fairly immediate. That's all. Just wanted to come in fairly immediate. That would help. That's all. It would help. I don't really like it third. Okay, I don't like it third. I don't like it coming in, later. See how they close beneath that? This won't work. Okay, that's just my opinion. I'm just giving you my opinion. You can do what you want. They did end up going up, but I think it's more so because of this. And then of course they fed right into that with that doji. Okay, fed right into that. Okay, they went through the high and then they came back and then they but they clipped this first. They clipped that with that doji. They fell right into that zone. Okay, and then they popped out of it. This is 930. Okay, so 930 blew this. It blew past this and then it fed into that zone, and then it popped up, went through the high, and then turned around and came back down and slammed down. So this is what they're doing now. This is what they're doing now. So now when we look at let me just kind of remove this, get this out the way. We already went over that. Now I'm going to read this to you just a little bit. I don't think I need to do a great deal of it because we did that on yesterday. So I don't want to bore you. Let's go down to a 15-second chart. I want to try to give you as much of it as I possibly can here. Let me pull the text in, and this text is in the indicators as well. If you want any of the stuff that I'm showing you, you can have it. There's loads of indicators. I got tons of them. All right. And again, I don't want you to spend a lot of money for tools that you can't learn from. All right. It's really important that you learn when you're doing this too. You have to learn because it's information. So try not to do that to yourself. Now, let me just open this up just a bit. I want to open it up just a bit. I should have did that from the start, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's get this done. They're going to go through this high. We're just going to read this for a couple minutes here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, so we're just going to read this for probably about 5 minutes. I don't want to be up here long because I did one yesterday that was pretty long. So yeah, they'll go through this high 73.50, high 73.50. Yeah, don't short stuff like this. You'll get in trouble. 73.50. Yeah, don't short this stuff. It'll go right through it. If they're above the center of the chart, it's just bullish. Okay, now even more so. Okay, that's what you really want to see if they can stay up. Now, of course, every time they break highs, I want to tell you it's almost impossible for them to give consecutive closes. So you may get some kind of rotation. All right, just want to tell you that here's a high right here. Once they break a high, oftentimes you'll get the one up and you'll get the one back down. That's just what they do. Don't get taken advantage of. And that's my goal, is to try to help the trader that wants to trade and don't have no information to really go with. All right, I want to give you some go with stuff, some stuff that you can just trade right out the box. This is the OG. You're supposed to make sure that fails, and it does. All right, so I just want to give you some stuff that, again, that can get you there. Now here they pulled up on this, and let's see what we got. And let's see. Let's measure this. High here, 59 and a quarter. I'm trying to read what's in frame for you. Oh, they broke it first. Okay, there we go. Broke it, and they didn't close above it twice. All right, so that works. All right, so there we go. Now here, same thing. They just did it again. So they just did it one more time here. Okay, you kind of got the one up, one back down effect. All right, and so here they come back this way. So trading isn't hard. I want to tell you that. I'll tell you anything that can show up over and over and over and over again, so that way you can get your trading to work, because it's universal. Everything I'm telling you, you should be able to find. Okay, this is showing up right here. You should be able. There's going to be a reaction here. I just don't know if it'll stick. All right, I think they closed beneath the threshold, so they should be able to get through this bottom. But before, yeah, they closed beneath it, so they should be able to get through that. But before going up, you can see that they pulled into that, and then they popped and went to the upside here. This is one here that they didn't. Oh, well, yeah, they tagged this a little bit with that other green bar there. They tagged that as well before they took off to the upside. This one didn't have the L, but I did mark it because I saw how they reached in there. So it can work without the L, but I just want it to be there. Here we go. So yeah, they pushed in it and then they pushed up. All right, really simple stuff. So again, try to find the. You want to find this. I'll draw it again for you. Want to find this on the chart, new trader, new trader. You want to find this if you're new, and try to make sure that the first two, one of them needs to be red. Okay. Now, if you're trying to go up, you're going to try to find this, new trader, you're going to want to try to find this. You get it. All right, so one of these two need to be green. It's really just that simple. All right, so here, this is an ideal scenario for the downside, ideal scenario for the short, but they're in the wrong location. Try to put everything I'm telling you together. Try to put it all together. Now here, that threshold, this is the one with the H. Also, they got an H on this one too, but they closed. Yeah, they closed by that, so that's not going to work. Yeah, they closed beneath here. They're coming back with the L. I like for it to show up immediately. I like for it to show up immediately, and it didn't do that. But hey, let's go with it. All right. So again, I'm just going to read this with you for a couple minutes here. And again, I have an indicator that tells you where the bar will probably not close. I want to make sure that I say that. I just don't have it on the chart here. And you can put it on any time frame that you would like. All right. Now, I did tell you that they can possibly get through here if they want to. So don't be surprised they come up here and then come back this way and then maybe hit here and then maybe come back up. I don't know if they'll want to do that, but that could happen. It could. All right. They're reaching up here a little higher. But again, I have let me just refresh this really quickly here. I have the indicator that can tell you where the bar will not close. That's very important, people. Very important. Don't underestimate the power of that, because if you're wanting to get out of the trade with as much profit as possible, you'll kind of want to know where it is that bar will want to close. And that, again, you can apply that. I told you it'll probably move up there and then want to come back down and maybe swing back below here, or at least come into here, because they'll clip this. All right, they'll clip that. And so let's see. Yeah, they took care of it. No, not quite, not quite. They pushed right up on it, but they haven't taken care of it yet. Now, I did tell you, if they close beneath that threshold, don't have that stop behind that pivot. They'll run it. That's just simple. They'll run that. So they didn't run this yet. Let's see what we got here. Low 764. Low 760. Yeah, they can get through this. Let's see. Yeah, come on through it. Come on through it. I expect them to come right into this area here, possibly even under here just a tad bit. Let's draw another zone here, and then I will let you go. The goal is to just teach you how to read the chart with nothing on it and make sure that it's simple and it's not hard to do. And I again, have live trade section on the channel if you want to go look at some of them videos. I was just using the no-touch method. I wasn't using this information that I'm disclosing now. I tried to feed it to you in stages. There's so much information that I can tell you, and I just tried to give you four universal concepts. And I put one in front of you with the close. I just put one in front of you. You could deduce kind of how it works, but it's the market feeding us information and telling us what's probable. All right, I'm all about probability and statistics and how things really work. Functions. That's the thing that really motivates me whenever I look at anything. Communication between two individuals, all of that. I'm all concerned about function. How does it work? All right, so want to make sure that you're able to look at the chart very objectively. Okay, they fit right into our zone. Okay, and so the market offers the same kind of experience. All right, it does. It's people that's trading this, it's information, so it does the same thing. Really, really important that you get that. I tell people all the time that the market is just a sophisticated model of who we are. So it functions like our minds. It does the same thing. All right, so let's give it just one more moment. I want to see if we can come under this, but I don't know if we'll be able to do this. But again, I just want to make sure that you're able to read the chart. I want you to be able to read the chart, and I mean with nothing on it. Just know that hey, this should happen over and over and over again. But yes, if you want to see any of my live trades, you're more than welcome to take a look at the playlist. It's in there somewhere. I only did a few of them. I didn't do a whole host of it because I'm not trying to encourage you or entice you to be a trader. I think that you can absolutely lose all of your money trading. You can lose all your money, your emotional stability, your mental faculties. You can be upside down messing with trading. I want to make sure that I tell you that. All right, so that's not the goal of the channel. Is to entice you. It's to educate you. It's a different experience. So that's why I say don't take it for granted because I'm trying to show you something that you can use every day, no matter what time frame, what market. That's really important. But I've done a trade for 1,000 ticks. I've passed prop accounts in 20 minutes. Really simple stuff. Trading one contract. See, that's the other thing too. A lot of people online, I've traded like four or five of them, but most of my trades I took was with one. Most people online would try to encourage you to use a lot of leverage. You don't want to do that. All right. If you want to last in this business, don't do that. All right. Try not to do that until you're very much aware of how it all works. And then from there, you can kind of just navigate and do whatever you want to do. But the main thing, so we may get those consecutive closes, may get them outside time, may get them. Are we going to get them? Yes, I think we're going to get that. So yes, you'll want to take your time and try not to use a great deal of leverage if you're starting out. Try to take your time, and I tried to illustrate that as well, just using the no touch, no close method, the universal approach, which I can go over that right now. That blue floater, I'm sorry, I didn't touch on that, touched on everything else. This blue floater, if it's above the bar's high, okay, there's a level that should pop up. Let me go get that. Let me just run in here and grab this. If you see any indicator in my indicator list and you don't have it, just download from the link that I had already sent you guys. All right, so I want to make sure I grab this. Let me get the no touch, no close bar color. Let's get the bar color. Let's get the level. No touch, no close. Again, a lot of information. That's all I have for you. A lot of information. Matter of fact, let's do 8. Let's put that on 8. And matter of fact, let's just get the levels. Let's just get the levels. We're going to just get the levels. Let's get the levels. So if you see anything in the indicator list that you don't have, just use that list. And then we get the pressure. Let's get the pressure. All right, let's just get this pressure. Let's put it on 15 seconds. And you can, again, you can just download it from that list. Because I've been just adding indicators, more indicators, as many of them as I can think of. I'll add them to the indicator list, and you can have a whole bunch of them, a whole lot of functionality for $200. That's the goal. Give you an experience. All right, so I added the information here. So each bar will color. That's the stop. The bar that's colored is the stop bar with the level. Okay. Okay, now there's a pressure that will fire off in the top right hand corner or the bottom right hand corner if the mid, which is that blue floater, should fall below the bar or above the bar. Okay, so let me draw it out for you because it may not happen right now. We want this, there we go, it actually happened to the downside. So we want this live bar, okay, we want that mid to fall beneath the low. Should that happen, this is what you're looking for, okay? You get the mid beneath the low, bar turns red, hard stop goes right there. Just that simple. Will it continue down? I don't like this turn. I don't like it. I don't like it, but it's happening. All right, but we'll see. We'll see if it can. All right, there's the H. It's coming in a little late, but we'll see. they are still above the center of the chart. So yes, it can come here and then take back off, or it can stop right here and take back off. Okay, so it can go right there and take back off. But that's the information there. Now, if they want to go back down, which I doubt it will, but if they want to go back down, just right in here, pull into here, it can go down, keep going. That's the universal price action method. Now, the thing I want to tell you, I know a lot of people are chasing fair value gaps, which I got that too. I got a version of his as well as mine. Well, I'm gonna just say this: I got a version that I created, and then I got a version that everybody looking for gaps. Okay, so I want to make sure that you can have that too. So this is the ICT version. All right, so it's going to show gaps everywhere. Everywhere that there's a gap is going to be a box. Okay. All right, and everywhere. Now, if you take notice, I'm gonna just say this real quick. If you take notice, everywhere that there's a gap, there's a green bar in the level before the gap. For the most part, there's a green level, and before. And again, this happens in 2 bars. You don't need 3. So the no touch, no close method will show up in 2 bars. You don't need 3. All right. So now this is the one I created, a little less because I'm real particular about where it needs to happen. That's all. Where it needs to happen. All right. So we had one down here. They pulled into it, and you want to cover the bar that's behind it. That's really important. And you don't want them blowing through the levels. That's another thing. You don't want these guys running through the levels. So yeah, you got to cover the bar behind it. And I have levels for it. Let me put the levels up here so you can see it. So I don't have it where it's just putting boxes everywhere. I don't do that. That's not it. That's not it. Let me go and get this levels. Where is the levels? I even got a sound for it. So if you need an alert, it'll put an alert there for you. There's a box here, but the level is on the bar behind it because that's where you really want to have your stop. So let's get this low, 747.75, low, 748. Okay, so 748 low, 748 and low, 747.75. So they came within 1 tick of that box. All right, so that's kind of important. All right, just want to tell you that my version don't have all of that. All right, so here's the level here. Level here, 762.75. Level here, low, I'm sorry, low is 75, 62.75, low, 62.75, low, 62.75. All right, so that's my version. Do it work all the time? No. Nobody's indicators will work all the time. Nobody's indicators will work all the time. Let's get this one. Let's see if this one worked out. Low, 760. Let's get this low here. 760 1/4. So that one worked as well. All right. So that's my time with you. Again, you can absolutely have all of the indicators if you want them. They're all yours, and you're more than welcome to them. I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.